What's up, everyone? This is my first tutorial video for Super Street Fighter 4, and it's going to be for Dee Jay, one of the characters who I feel I probably have a unique take on, since he's my main, or one of my main characters in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So we're going to start off basically talking about Dee Jay's normal attacks and what they really do. In this game, you know, obviously there's 3 punches and 3 kicks. Standing jab is a basic standing jab. It has some pretty decent range. Crouching jab has a little bit less range than standing jab, but it's pretty reliable. One of the major differences about Dee Jay in this game is that his standing medium punch is not always an upwards uppercut. In Super Turbo it always was. In this game it's a standing punch. If you get closer, then it becomes a standing uppercut. And so if the enemy is jumping at you and they're very close range, you can use it as an anti-air. But as you just saw, if they're anywhere a little bit further away, you end up getting this straight punch, and it's a little bit annoying because if you're used to Super Turbo of it being an upward attack, it doesn't always come out like that. But as a trade-off, his standing fierce punch is a very good anti-air. As you can see, it's quick, it goes straight up, and it usually trades, and for most people who don't have a really good jumping attack, it's a good trade or anti-air, and it does more damage than whatever the hell they're doing anyway. Standing light kick has some pretty decent range as well, and I believe you can cancel off of it in this game. As you just saw, I just did standing light kick into one of his Sohbat Kicks, so it is cancelable. Standing medium kick, it's still a 2-hit kick like it was in Super Turbo. If you do it from the right range, which can be kind of difficult, there you go, so you just hit 2 hits there. So it's a really odd range where it hits twice, which is different from Super Turbo. In Super Turbo it always hit twice, but you know, it's a decent attack. Standing roundhouse, as you see, it hits twice just like it did in Super Turbo up close. The major difference in this game from Super Turbo is his standing roundhouse. In Super Turbo, he would stick his leg out straight like this. It would almost be like, if you ever watch wrestling, a super kick from HBK. In this game, it's different. It's like a swinging roundhouse kick, and it's not as good because it has startup. In Super Turbo, it doesn't have any startup. It just instantly like kind of sticks out there. Here, it's a little bit tougher to use. I've had used it successfully as an anti-air, but it's not as easy to do. It's a little bit slower, so you kind of got to be careful there. For crouching attacks, again, jab, you could combo jab into jab easily. You can combo jab into medium punch if you time it right, like that. His fierce punch is really different in this game as a fucking crouching attack. In Super Turbo, his fierce punch elbow, like where his body is now, it would have stuck all the way out to where the tip of my finger is. In this game, they really reduced the range a lot. It's still a pretty good counter hit attack, but it definitely has a lot less usefulness. I find that it does actually sometimes have use as an anti-air, but it kind of trades a lot as well, which is a little bit of a disappointment. His crouching light kick, as you can see, crouches into itself. You can actually crouch crouching light punches into crouching light kicks. His crouching medium kick is still really good, just like it was in Super Turbo. What this move is, it's a counter hit move, meaning if someone's coming straight at you with a lot of attacks, you know, they're trying to do like coming at you do rushing attacks or anything like that, like a footsie attack or a footsie combo. This move, if you time it right, can pretty much interrupt what they're doing. And the good thing is, it's still a trip. It's still a knockdown move. So it kind of gets them off their guard and it makes them kind of start over from what they were doing. I think his biggest change with the normals is his slide attack. His slide attack, look how slow it is. It has a lot of recovery. In Super Turbo, it was like slide, you just stop and it was over. Now it's like slide, like almost a really slow slide. I find these days, the slide is not good for spacing. In Super Turbo, you can usually get away with 1 or 2 slides like that to get closer to the opponent, and it would be safe. It's definitely unsafe in this game, especially if I do this and he blocks. I'm wide fucking open. So in this game, I primarily use this slide as an anti-air, and if it trades, sometimes you can actually juggle off of it with any of his juggle moves. But for the most part, I try to stay away from the slide because it's a little bit more difficult to use effectively. So now we'll talk about his special attacks. He still has the I called it the max out. I think in this game they call it the flash. It's charge backwards and then forwards plus punch. That's his projectile. He's still got the Sohbat Kicks, which is charge back and forward plus kick. His other special attacks, down up plus punch is the machine gun punch, and then down up plus kick is the dread kicks. Those are his 4 primary special attacks. Their uses, the fireball, obviously it's a fireball. I mean, you use it as a fireball. The EX attack is pretty useful. It's different from other EX fireballs in this game because it's two separate fireballs. So for example, if your opponent's jumping right now, they might land between the fireballs and get hit, as opposed to like a lot of the other EX fireballs are a single fireball, but they're two hit fireballs. So if they jump over it, they get over it clean. And this fireball is a double fireball. It's a lot harder to jump over. It's pretty useful in combos. Like you could do right, well, I fucked that up, but, ah, shit. Alright, I'm just fucking up right now, but you could do like 2 jabs into it, there you go. And it's a pretty decent combo, does some decent damage. The Sohbat Kicks, I found, unfortunately, they're not as useful as they are in Super Turbo. And actually, a lot of people might say, well, I thought they were really good. We watched some videos from the beta and they looked good. Well, they reduced the quality of these kicks in the actual game, unfortunately, because people complained in the beta, apparently. Whatever. They used to be safe on block. They're not safe on block anymore, meaning if I do a roundhouse Sohbat kick like this, and he blocked that, he could punish me after it. So be very careful when you're using Sohbat kicks. They have 2 primary uses. The first use is in a combo, so if I do something like this, oops, I fucked that up. Oh my god, if you could do like crouching into standing medium, but right now I'm not doing it from the right distance. You do like crouching, standing medium, and then the kicks. There you go. That's an effective combo. The other use, really, for the Sohbat kicks is if you're like, say, this range and he throws a fireball. Let me see if I can program him very quickly. Action should be human, yes. Press start right here. I can't even do it. Are you serious? Alright, so forget that. I can't program. Oh, here we go. Record. That's what I want. Continue. I'm just going to throw a max out. Alright, so now let's fucking go back to what we were doing. We'll go back to playback. Okay. So he's going to do a max out. Right? After this next one, I'm gonna try to kick through it. So he's going to do it, and as I see him move, I'm going to try to kick through it. See that? The Sohbat kick goes through fireballs. So that's really the primary use of the Sohbat kick in this game, is it goes straight through fireballs. The machine gun upper has a little bit of invincibility, so if they're next to you and they're trying to like keep doing jabs like this, you can go like this and sometimes it'll blow through it. But it's a little bit slow, so it's not really good as a reversal. But I find it's really useful in a juggle combo like this, which I just fucked up. There you go. And it juggles them, and after that you can usually juggle with another move. So like you could do this, and then maybe you could do the Sohbat kicks for a couple additional hits. It's really useful if they're in the corner like this, because you can juggle with the Ultra, or you can juggle with another move like the EX Dread Kicks. So now let's talk about the Dread Kicks. The Dread Kicks are his main anti-air attack. Unlike Super Turbo, you need to be super duper fucking careful, because in Super Turbo you used to be able to do medium kick, dread kick, and then easily do another medium kick, dread kick. In this game it's hard to do. The timing's really fucking difficult unless you're in the corner, or if you're really close. Like watch this. See how it missed? In Super Turbo that would have hit. The best anti-air I found is just the regular like short kick dread kicks, or if you're sure it's gonna hit, go for the roundhouse dread kicks and just get all 3 hits. But be careful with the dread kicks, because they do not hit crouching opponents. I repeat that, they do not hit crouching opponents. So if DJ's crouching, oops, it's not gonna fucking work. Like, it'll miss, watch. Like, alright, I'm gonna hit him. No, you're not. You're gonna fucking go right over his fucking head. So any character like a Balrog who walks up and does a lot of low jabs, do not try to reversal them with a dread kick, because it's gonna go right over their fucking head. One of the best uses of the dread kick is as an anti-air if they're jumping at you. Because the EX dread kick is actually amazing. Watch this. Now you saw how much damage that did? It was 6 hits and it did like at least 10 to 15% damage on this DJ. And you know, you could juggle multiple times. Depending on where you are, it's a lot harder to do from mid-screen, but in the corner you can actually juggle like multiple times, like one dread kick into another. I found. I'm not gonna get it now. But anyway, the dread kick is a really good anti-air. The reason it's a really good anti-air is, let's say DJ was jumping over me right now and I was charging this way. If I could just go straight up plus 2 kicks, he won't kick to the left. If DJ's coming this way, he'll actually go up and kick to the right. It's a tracking anti-air. And there's a lot of anti-airs in this game that do that. And this is one of the major changes with Super Street Fighter 4, that the anti-airs track. So that's one of DJ's best moves, is really this up kicks. I'm sorry, up kicks. I call it up kicks. It's the up dread kicks, the EX dread kick. Does a lot of damage, hits standing opponents like you just saw. It does whiff on crouching opponents like the regular dread kick. But it's a really good anti-air. It does really good damage, and it's also a juggle opportunity. So those are the basics, the dead basics. The only other thing is that he has 2 ultras. Ultra 1 is really just a basic moving forward ultra. It has a little bit of delay, but it has invincibility. You use that to blow through like special moves and things that people are rushing you at. Ultra 2 is this anti-air move where it hits, see, it hits right there. You have to be like right next to him for it to hit. It's a really good anti-air, but only if they're right fucking there. If they're not there, it's gonna whiff. Now I'd like to get into some more advanced tactics with DJ.